Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Classic Physique has wrapped up at the 2023 Mr. Olympia, and Chris Bumstead has won his 5th consecutive Olympia title. Huge congratulations goes out to Chris, who has just been dominating this division for the last 5 years. In second place, we had a very good version of Ramon Dino. Third place, Urs Kalecinski. And placing fourth, we had Breon Ansley. A lot of people thought that Breon would do better in 212, but at least for this year, I think Breon is exactly where he needs to be. And rounding out the top 5, we had Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel. And shout out to all of these guys. I think they all brought incredible conditioning. And of course, we have to start off by talking about the champ. Chris Bumstead has won his 5th consecutive Olympia title, just really proving how dominant he is as a champion in this division. I've said it before, Chris has said it before, Chris is the standard for this division. And in comparison to last year, I would say that Chris made slight improvements to his physique. Some areas do showcase more detail than last year. I just think Chris was a little bit more dry at last year's show, but what he brought this year was still more than enough to get the win. And as I said in prejudging, I think Ramon Dino closed the gap a little bit between him and Chris, but this was still a very clear win for the champ Chris Bumstead. In his victory speech, Chris didn't mention much about the future. He just talked about how this prep was a little bit challenging, but he managed to lean on the people that he loved to get through the prep. Of course, spoken like a champion. Congrats to Chris. Now in second place, a very good version of Ramon Dino. I believe Ramon Dino is still improving from show to show. And with Ramon placing second at the Mr. Olympia 2 years in a row, also winning this year's Arnold Classic, I think he has solidified himself even more as the second best classic guy on the planet. Going into this year's Olympia, a lot of people actually did not have Ramon placing at second. Personally, I did. But again, Ramon just reinforces why he is the second best classic guy on the planet. And I believe this guy will continue to improve. And some guys have to carry a state on their back, maybe a city. Ramon has to carry a whole country, and he does a great job of that. Now in third place, we had the Miracle Bear, Urs Kalecinski. Urs and Breon was kind of going back and forth. I wasn't really sure who was going to get that third place placing. But Urs Kalecinski manages to bring incredible condition once again. I really like the quality of Urs' skin. He has that paper thin skin. His physique looks really fresh, no injuries. But with Urs, as always, still needs to bring up the back, still needs to bring up the arms. But I can say I think Urs Kalecinski improved his back from the Arnold Classic to this year's Olympia. Urs and Ramon are very young guys. They still have a lot of time to improve. I'm pretty sure that both of them will be back next year and even better. But congrats to Urs on back-to-back top 3 finishes at a very young age. Now in fourth place, we had the Black Swan, Breon Ansley, my favorite bodybuilder. And I said for weeks and weeks, I was expecting Breon to bring at least the best package that he's brought in the past 2 or 3 years, and I think that Breon did that. With the classic physique allowing everyone to get a little bit bigger at a little bit more size, I think that really helped Breon Ansley. And I think the only thing really holding Breon back from getting back into that top 2 and top 3 is just the legs. And of course, I mentioned this before, I think Urs Kalecinski and Ramon Dino, they just have more fresh physiques. Breon being 40 plus, legs look a little bit tired. And I'm really excited to know, what is Breon's next move? Will he be back next year? Now in 5th place, unfortunately, we had Terrence Ruffin, Rough Diesel. I know that Terrence really wanted to get back into that second place spot this year. He won the Dubai Pro, he won the Legion Sports Fest, he brought incredible packages, but it wasn't enough to get him back up into that top 2. And from my perspective, I couldn't really gauge how Terrence looked. Because he's a darker guy, he was a little bit washed out on the live stream and in some of the images. But the only thing that I really noticed, Terrence looked like the smallest guy in comparison to the others. I know it's classic physique. I know that size doesn't matter as much as men's open bodybuilding, but that was just my personal analysis. But the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia has concluded. Chris Bumstead has won his 5th consecutive title. Second place, Ramon Dino. Third place, Urs Kalecinski. Fourth place, Breon Ansley. 5th place, Terrence Ruffin. If you guys haven't done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.